Hey everybody, Jeremy here. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the gear that I use to record my YouTube videos and also hopefully help you out if you're just starting out on YouTube and you're wondering what type of gear you should buy or just some general best practices to be aware of. I want to help you out with that too. But before we get started with that, I want to tell you about this awesome watch that I'm wearing right now. This is from a company called Jord, spelled J-O-R-D, and this is an awesome wooden watch. I've been wearing it for like a week now and I'm just in love with it. I love it and I want you to get one. So I partnered with Jord and they are giving away a $180 gift certificate for their website, which is woodwatches.com, and it will let you put that $180 towards whatever watch that you want on their site. And to enter is super easy. Just look down in the description of this video. That first link is going to take you to the contest form, and it only takes like 10, maybe even 15 seconds to enter your name and your email address, and then you'll be entered to win $180. Put it towards whatever watch you want. Also, Jord has given me a promo code to give to you, so even if you don't win that contest, you can still get $25 off whatever watch you want if you enter the promo code, which is my name, Jeremy Hill, when you check out, and you'll get 25 bucks off. My watch is the Koa in black model, and the thing I love most about this watch is that the face is completely see-through. You can see all the gears and the levers and everything working together in unison. It's trippy. It blows my mind. I love this watch. It's a real conversation starter. Go check it out for yourself. Now, one of the most common questions that I always see when it comes to recording YouTube videos is what type of camera should I use? And that's the easiest question in the world to answer. And I'm just going to give you the answer right now. The very best camera that you can use for YouTube is the camera that you already have. I know a lot of people recommend cameras like the Canon 70D or the Canon 80D, and those are fantastic cameras because they have dual pixel autofocus, which means you can get some nice smooth autofocus. You don't have to worry about it hunting all over the place like it does on most DSLRs, and you get the versatility of having interchangeable lenses. That's fantastic. The only problem with those cameras are, if you're just getting started on YouTube and you're not exactly made of money, is that you probably don't want to spend several $100s on a Canon 70D or even more on a Canon 80D, which is why I think that the best thing that you can do if you don't already have a big main camera, you probably have one of these. It's a smartphone. And smartphones these days, especially the ones that were made within the past 3-4 years, they have really good cameras. And you should probably just start off using this. Check out some of this footage that I shot on this phone's camera, the Galaxy S7 Edge, lately. And the video was just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So if you don't have a main camera, just use your smartphone starting off, because it's not just the camera that's going to help the videos look halfway decent. It's what you surround the camera with that's really going to help bring that out. Now, if you are going to use your smartphone, you still are going to need to keep it stationary. You're going to need a tripod. You're going to need a way to hold that phone so that it doesn't move all over the place and you give everyone motion sickness. Now, I've shown this in a video before and I'm going to do it again because this is what I use. This is one of those smartphone holders where all you have to do is just put your phone in and you can kind of stretch it out and it just kind of hangs just like this. And then it has a tripod thread on the bottom so you can just connect it to whatever tripod that you have. And now your camera, your phone is completely stationary. This particular one is made by a company called Ivation. And there's a bunch of different other brands that do the exact same thing as this, but this is the one that I use. I've had it for over a year and it's still holding up. It hasn't fallen apart on me or anything. So I would recommend something like this to put your smartphone in. And by the way, everything that I'm going to be showing you in this video is going to be a link to my kit down in the description. You click on that and it's going to take you to a page where all the gear that I mentioned is listed out there along with little descriptions that I gave them. And then from there, if you want them, you can just click on through the app to Amazon and they'll be right there for you. Now, that's when it comes to holding your camera. Now, the thing about video is you need light. Light is extremely important. If you don't have enough light, it really doesn't matter what kind of camera you have. The video probably isn't going to turn out looking all that good. Give you a little example. I've got a big light on right now, but let's see what happens when I turn that light off. Now the light is off. And you see everything looks a lot worse than it did before. That's how important it is to have decent lighting, because it really just makes everything around you look very vibrant. Especially if you have anything behind you like I do that's particularly colorful, it's just going to make the video look more pleasing because it looks like you're in some sort of wonderful magical room that's very comfortable to be in. So you're going to need some lights. Let me turn this back on. All right, that's better. Now, the lights that I use are from Limo Studio, and these are big softbox lights. They come two in a pack. They come as a pair, and these lights are amazing. I only have one of these lights on right now because really I don't need the other one for this small space that I'm in, but I use these lights. It gives me really, really good lighting, and I highly recommend it. Now, some would say audio is even more important than how your video looks, because while people will sometimes tolerate a video that doesn't look all that good, they're not likely to tolerate really bad sound, and I have to agree. So let me show you a few mics that I use. Now, since I originally started off suggesting the smartphone if you don't already have a camera, I would recommend this. Now, I just did a review on this. This is the Comica CVM VM10-2 shotgun microphone. And the cool thing about this is it also works on your smartphone. They give you a cable so that you can connect this to your smartphone, and then you'll be able to get some good audio that way. So just put your camera relatively close to you, you face this shotgun mic towards you, and your audio is going to be a lot better than the audio that you can get on your phone. Now, the microphone that I use the majority of the time is this microphone right here. This is the Blue Yeti microphone. And a lot of people use this microphone because it's just that good. YouTube people, streamers on Twitch, streamers on YouTube, podcasters, it's so versatile, and it's just all around a fantastic professional quality microphone. And it plugs right into your computer via USB, so you don't have to worry about any fancy XLR inputs or anything like that. Just download yourself a free audio editing program like Audacity, plug this mic into your computer, and just start talking. It'll do wonders for you. I love this mic. Now, another option that you can have that I personally use is a lavalier microphone, and that can be very good for if you're out and about and you want to capture just yourself. You just want to listen to your own audio and just kind of block out all the things around you. Now, I've misplaced my lavalier microphone, but I'm going to show you what it is. It's this Sony lavalier microphone, and it's super cheap on Amazon, about $20. Now, the only thing with that microphone is you're going to need to plug it into something in order to start recording and have a way to get your audio off that device. And that's why I picked up this Sony voice recorder. It has a microphone input on the top. I got this a few years ago. I think it was probably around $30, $35. The model number on this one is ICD-PX312. And there's plenty of other models on Amazon that can do pretty much the same thing as this one. It runs off of 2 AAA batteries. It has about 4 gigabytes of internal storage, and you can totally use this to plug in your lav mic, stick this in your pocket, plug your lav mic in, maybe run it up through your shirt and clip it on your collar or wherever you want to put it, and your audio is going to sound really nice because that microphone is already close to your mouth. So that's another more affordable way to get some decent audio. Let's say that you want to vlog, you want to go around with your smartphone and you want to record yourself in the world around you. Well, it's a lot easier if you got a selfie stick to take care of that for you instead of using your arms and getting tired. Here's a selfie stick, and I really like it. This is from Spigen or Spigen. I'm not too sure how to pronounce the company's name, but this is an extendable selfie stick. It gets pretty long, and it also has this cable that you can plug into the headphone jack on your phone if you still have a headphone jack, and you can press this little button here and it'll take pictures too. So I like this. This is a nice little selfie stick if you find yourself walking along the beach or walking down the street and you just want to extend this out, and then you can kind of bend this holder right here. You can hold it like this, you can hold it like that, and just kind of do your thing like this. It's really, really useful. Selfie sticks get a bad rap these days, but they are incredibly useful if you're trying to record video and you are a one-man or one-woman band. Now, if you're ever curious as to what camera that I use and I'm recording with on right now, it is the Nikon D7000. It is an older Nikon DSLR that I got years ago when I was getting really into photography, and I wanted a camera that I wasn't going to outgrow anytime soon. And as you can see, I have not outgrown it yet. So this is a good camera for me. If you were thinking about picking up this camera, I think now this camera might cost somewhere in the range of maybe like $300 to $350 for just the body. And the lens that I'm using is the common prime lens. It's the 35mm f1.8 lens. And I love that because it has a super wide aperture. I can shoot wide open like I'm doing right now. It helps to bring in a lot of light to the camera so I don't have to rely on a lot of external lights. It also blurs the background out for me, so it just kind of looks nice. Now, when I'm doing more close-up shots of a lot of the action figures and stuff that I review, the lens that I use is this older Nikon lens. Now, this is the Nikon 70 to 210. I think this lens was made in the 1980s, but it still works pretty darn well, and I think that it produces a pretty lovely picture under the right light. So I've done lots and lots of close-ups with it. This is my go-to lens for close-ups. And the great thing about how cameras work is you can zoom this all the way in. It's a push-pull zoom. They don't make them like that no more. And I can get really close up on the products and everything behind it just becomes a nice blurry smudge. And that really looks good when you're trying to isolate the subject and bring more attention to it. When I want a wider shot, or if I want to take pictures and I don't know what focal length I'll need, I use this. This is the Tamron 17 to 50 f2.8 lens. And this is a very good standard lens. It's the type of lens that you can just put on your camera and just keep on your camera the entire time, because it allows you to get that little bit wider of an angle at 17mm all the way into like the standard 50mm, which is pretty much the way that our eyes see the world anyway. So this is just a good all-around lens, and that nice 2.8 aperture is wide enough to let a decent amount of light in so that you don't have to crank up that ISO too high and end up making your videos look pretty staticky. If you want to do some action camera type stuff, I have here this GoPro Hero 3 Black Edition. It's all reliable, you know. I've stuck this thing inside pools and got some underwater footage. You know, I've taken this and I put it on a drone one time. I don't know what happened to that footage, but this is just all reliable. It's a GoPro. I'm sure that you know about GoPro. You heard about GoPros. And this is an older model. You know, this is the GoPro Hero 3 Black. And I think they're up on to 6 now, I believe. But this definitely gets the job done, especially if you want to get some nice slow motion shots going. You can just use something like this and you can shoot at an incredibly high frame rate, 120 frames per second, 240 frames per second, slow it down in post, and you get some nice, smooth, slow motion action. Now, when I first started out doing YouTube videos with myself on the camera, I didn't have a D7000. I was looking around for a camera that I can learn photography with that also had a good video function as well. And that's why I picked this up. This is a Nikon 1J1. This is the first mirrorless camera that Nikon had tried out. Now, this came out years ago and it wasn't received very well because it was very expensive. And people were going, why would I spend DSLR prices for this camera with this little 1-inch sensor, and I'm not going to get a real good depth of field, and the image quality is going to be horrible, and blah, blah, blah. That was back when people were really, really down on mirrorless cameras, thought they weren't going to go anywhere. But you fast forward to today, and people love mirrorless cameras. They love their Sonys. They love their little Fujis. They love their Olympus cameras, and they love their Panasonic GH4, GH5, and everything else in between. Mirrorless cameras have really come a long way since the little Nikon 1 here. Now, the reason I'm bringing this camera up right now is not only because this is a camera that I used for a long time, but because to this day, I still think that it produces some really good video quality. It's got a bunch of autofocus points that are really fast. I think Nikon touted at one point it had one of the fastest autofocus systems of any camera. But besides that, just like the 80D, just like the 70D, you can get nice, just smooth autofocus transitions with this camera because it doesn't have a mirror. It's completely mirrorless. And these days, this camera is very, very cheap because no one wanted it and it got a bad rap, but it was actually a pretty good camera. You can find a camera just like this these days for, I don't know, about 120, 150 bucks. Sometimes it comes with a kit lens. It has interchangeable lenses, so you can buy those. One of the best lenses you can get for this camera is the one that I have on here now. This is the Nikon 18.5 f1.8 lens. It's pretty much just like the 35mm that I'm shooting on now. They just changed the millimeters because it's a smaller sensor and you gotta do math and all that stuff. But it is great. This is a very nice little camera. If you can, get the V1 instead, because the V1 has a viewfinder on it, an electronic viewfinder, but that's still something that might cost you like $200, you know. And the video quality on these Nikon 1 cameras are really, really good. Don't sleep on them. They were truly underrated and ahead of their time. Another small little thing that's incredibly useful for me in my situation, and maybe it can be for your situation, is this Amazon Basics remote. So this is a remote shutter for my camera. The reason why I use this is because since my camera doesn't do the smooth dual pixel autofocus, in order to get myself in focus, I have to first take a picture of myself and then try really hard not to move too far away from the position that I'm in. Because if I move too far back, I might start to go out of focus. So I gotta try to stay in one spot. But anyway, this helps me because I can just press it. The camera will focus on my face. Then I can take a picture, look at the screen, and if I'm in focus and everything looks right, I can sit down and I can start the recording. Maybe you can use this for something similar or perhaps something different, but this little remote control is incredibly useful for me and it makes getting focus a breeze. And lastly, when I'm editing my videos and I just want to listen to everything and make sure everything sounds pretty decent, I use these headphones. These are the Koss Porta Pros headphones, made in like the 80s and haven't changed the design since. These headphones are I just love them. I mean, they're retro and they sound really good. They look so simple. They look like, oh, these things seem like they wouldn't be too good. Trust me, these headphones are fantastic. You see how they wrap up like that? They have a little hook. You can unhook them, bring the headphones down like that and just put them on. Look at that. Check out that design. Isn't that just like, why would you wear that these days? And no headphones look like this now. Everything is cans. I like the way this look. They're super comfortable. Koss Porta Pros headphones. All these years, they're made the same. They sound the same. They are just really, really good. And you know, this is what I plug into my computer when I edit my videos and everything. And I love these headphones. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that showing you all this stuff helped you out in any way. If for nothing else, I hope you were entertained through watching it. So that is it. Thank you guys so much for your time. Thank you for your support, and thank you so much for watching. And until next time, I'm Jeremy, and I'll talk to you later.